Hello and welcome to my Let's Play / stream Star Trek Online. This is part 49 of my TOS era Tactical Officer. This is New Romulus part 3. We're going to undertake some missions here in the Paehhos Crater. Crater or is it Crater? Yeah, anyway. So the missions we need to pick up will be here from the research team, which is the Overgrown caves. But before we do that, we come to this man over here, offered to help out in the Paehhos Crater, and this is the entrance to the Paehhos Crater, a place of great beauty and great danger. My teams are studying the flora and fauna in the area. Danger is slowing our progress. But if there were just beasts to contend with, then that wouldn't be too bad. But the Hirogen have shown a marked preference for hunting my team members. Will you make it all the way out? You made it all the way out here, which means you're interested enough to make the hike. If you want to help, I have plenty of tasks that need to be done. So accept that. So just bear with me while I share that I'm actually streaming to the people who want to watch this live. Okay. Done. Right, so we need to collect plant samples, observe the wildlife and maintain security. The easiest one to do is the wildlife. So you simply just walk over to it and say, oh look, it's armoured Hatum. Now sometimes they'll attack you, sometimes they won't. Chose not to. And Hirogen are cloaked. Is that an Hirogen? Now, sometimes the wildlife will turn hostile, sometimes it won't. You just need to wander around and scan things, basically. Try and find Hirogen if you can. Do the plant samples. This stuff is not exactly fun. I mean, it's, well, boring. It breaks up the video, doesn't it? The plant samples will probably be the more easy way to go. There's a lot more of them than there are animals, I guess. I've done one in the Atari. So you have to sit through that. It's basically water, collecting water samples and stuff. So you won't have to worry about that. I have linked to the transporter as well. So now, plant samples. There's a guy over here, which this guy here. Those glowing ones. Must be you. Five for you. Five. And we're done. So let's return to now. Thank you for your assistance, Admiral. A colony needs this forest. We feel close to the elements here. The forest has a voice, and it's our duty to listen and understand. Right, so that's that done. So let's go now to the leader. We've received a message from a science team exploring a series of caves in the Paehhos Crater area. They seem to have having some trouble, and now one of the scientists is missing. It may be nothing, but I'll feel better if we had a train to check it out. Please find the science team leader in the Overgrown caves. He should be able to tell you more. The Overgrown caves are over here. And we'll get a full compliment for this. Yeah, we'll get into the sphere of influence. The Tan's pushy, isn't he? I want you to do this mission now. So I do the mission on a damn one, good and ready. So this is the Overgrown Caves, and this is the science team leader.
I'm very glad you could take time to assist us. We've been having some strange occurrences lately. Noises we can't identify are being heard deep in the caves, and our supplies keep disappearing. One of my scientists volunteered to investigate, and he hasn't returned. Would you be willing to look for him? Any scans you could take when you're in the caves would also be very helpful.
Yes, we'll look for him. It's not like we've got a choice. So these, we've got to scan these strange artifacts. There's 10 of them littered all the way to the end of the cave. There's also artifacts on the walls as well, which we need to scan. And they're different every time. So you have to repeat these missions to kind of get different outcomes. I'll wait for a grenade there. Oh, wall's a bit weird here. someone holographically sealed the entrance.
I managed to clear up some of the interference. I am detecting Tholian life signs ahead of your coordinates. Please proceed with caution.
Yeah. We haven't dealt with Tholians in a long, long time. Not since the Tholians are flooding this area with a low level of Phaeon particles, foreign particles. The particles won't harm us in small doses, but could be attempted to trick our tricorders. I suggest that we stay alert. It's way back in the 20s when we went back to help them when they were being attacked by the we went back to 2151. Intruder cover converge location deadly force. So let's get translation. The last days of the day ones, part 2. Let's come back here and get the other parts. The Tholians seem to be gathering information on the Day One ruins and appeared especially interested in the relationship between the Day Ones and the Iconians. Yeah, the Tholians, yeah, we went back because the then the call had a plan to try and kill off the Tholians, and we basically put a stop to that. Because we're awesome. It's unusual to see a plant of this type thriving so far underground, Captain. We know that the people who once lived on this planet retreated to the caves after some type of environmental disaster. Perhaps their bioengineered plants could survive underground as food sources. We still see the results of their experiments thousands of years later. I didn't miss anything. Funny console, find out what we've done. Tholians seem to be collecting extensive data on the Day One technology. They seem to be particularly interested in artifacts related to gateway technology. Wonder why. What are the Tholians up to? That captain concerns me. That's why the captain concerns me. get all the information we need first before we that's the artifacts got. Captain, the Funians have several flora samples in quarantine. They are maybe attempting small experiments to see if the planet could be made habitable for them without environmental suits. Of course, if the planet was made habitable for Funians, it would be unsuitable for humanoids. Also, I'm going to turn off and just a brief glimpse of my ship. So I'm detecting an unusual energy signature here, similar to the rifts of Nakura Prime, but more stable. And we know that the Funians are trying to harness the rifts as a form of transportation to other dimensions. If we had a guess, I'd say that they could use the floating transporter. Wouldn't want to try it though. There's no telling where you would end up. Let's shut down the floating portal, but do not leave because we've got another camera thing in here. So let's report the mission. I'm glad you were able to find the missing scientist, but I never expect that those caves would be overrun with Folians. We'll be sending more security down to protect the science teams, but they determined to finish their work. Thanks to you, they'll have a chance to do so. So we'll get a sonic anti-proton compression rifle and the Romulus marks. Confirm. Now, do not beam out. The next mission on New Romulus is this one, web access.
We've received another anonymous message. This time, it's about something going on in one of the old cave systems. Check it out, and report back to me personally. As always, this information is classified.
Begin message playback. The Tal Shiar aren't our biggest problem. You've probably seen the Fonians are interested in this planet too. Go to the cave entrance in a small crater in the forest. Find the Fonian console. Use these codes. They have to work. They have to. These Fonian access codes look like they give us a tunnel directly into their main system logs. Accessing now. They work. Are you ready to view the logs? Sinister now, does it? Wait, does that mean the Folian's attack on the vault is nothing more than a distraction? Also, why are these artifacts so important? Apparently something that's recording to command, sir. Now we can leave. But alas, we have one more recording to do before we wrap this up, which is we have to go back to the staging area, and then that will be part 3 of Romulus wrapped up in a nice bow. Defeat Herosians. Huh. Well, I didn't anticipate this to be here, so it's which is basically an event. An event, they happen every half an hour on the planet's surface. So you get to see some of the action on this planet. You could ignore it, but I could have ignored it and just went, screw it. Yeah, fast anyway, because it's I don't really think you fouled these missions actually. It's determined on how well you do. I've never seen one in the Paehhos Crater before. This is new for me. Once you get random missions, random alerts all over the planet, and you go to that area and you do it. So you got Paehhos Crater, you got one around the bug one in the staging area. You've got the Folians. Tal Shiar in the caves in the near the mountain base. And it's done. Time has expired. Roman science teams will return to the city until the forest is safe again. So, it's basically saying we failed. But we found because there's not that many people on the Romulus these days. Anyway, back to the staging area. And as you saw there, we've got one more thing, which is report findings. Greetings, Admiral. The town has formally requested your presence in one of the research facilities in the city of New Romulus. Please report immediately. Thank you. keep the kid module turned off because I don't really want it to keep trying to transport in while I'm trying to talk. So let's speak with attend the I assume you're here to attend the meeting with the TAN. I am.
I'm grateful for all you've done for our colony. We wouldn't be as far along as we are without your assistance. That's why I wanted you here today, to hear for yourself some of what we found. Doctor?
What we found in our archaeological surveys is that the planet was populated long before our people arrived after the Sundering. We've discovered multiple ruins from that time period that correspond to the few historical records we still have. Most of our data from that era was lost with the homeworld.
And the sword?
I'm ready to confirm that the blade found at the battle site is the sword of the Raptor Star. We don't have a visual record of the sword, but the one we have matches written accounts, and a quantum analysis shows signs of masterwork. Something like this could have only been made by Saharian.
We were right to come here. The sword will become a symbol of our reborn civilization. You were saying there was an earlier culture. What do you know about them?
The oldest ruins we've found are approximately 150,000 years old, but I suspect that there may be some even older, based on preliminary findings that are still being analyzed. These people were quite advanced. While the oldest ruins show a culture that was defined by its devotion to a series of deities, later they developed technology, art, even spaceflight. Roughly 150,000 years ago, however, there was some sort of worldwide seismic event. Every volcano on the planet erupted, presumably blocking out the sun. Ambient temperatures dropped dramatically. The radiation count spiked. We're still repairing that damage. The survivors of this cataclysm retreated to caves in the warmest areas of the planet, but they died out soon afterward.
And what caused this event?
We're still working on that. We have found a new site deep underground near an active volcano, but there are massive power spikes unrelated to the magma flow. If there is a source of the seismic instability, it should be there. We would have to send down a team to investigate, though, and it is quite dangerous. I wouldn't send anyone down without an environmental suit. I could go myself, but...
I'm not ready to authorize you to do that, Doctor. Our people have too few scientists left. You and your crew are better equipped and trained for something like this. I know I'm asking a great deal, especially after all the help you've given us already. But your being here shows that my people and yours don't have to be adversaries. Not anymore. Not all Romulans think cooperation like this is possible. I do. Are you willing to see it through to the end?
Yes. Submit report. Looks like it's up to us, sir. We should prepare for a 4-way team for this assignment. I should also note that we've been given permission to view the security footage from that presentation. Just return to this location and one of the security officers we shall report and findings. Okay. But with that, I shall end this here and we will return in part 50, which will be New Romulus Part 4, our final missions here on the planet. So thank you very much for watching. I'm the Big B82. Please subscribe. Comments are welcome, and I'm also appreciate any thumbs up. Thank you very much for watching. Ciao for now.